Hello and welcome. I'm Kevin, and this is the Real Laptop Lifestyle. Today's presentation is about one of the most important things you'll ever need to master, and it's momentum. So let's get straight into it. If you find getting started at anything difficult, the chances are it has everything to do with momentum. Now, the successful achievers in our life, the rockers and rollers of our society, those people in the top 5%, they really understand and embrace momentum fully. They understand the true power that momentum has to accelerate our lives and what we're trying to achieve. So in this short video, you're going to learn how to use momentum to your benefit in your life. Use it to enrich every part of your life, to elevate you to the fast lane. And at the end of this short video, I'm going to show you how to get lots more useful tips and bits of advice like this one. So let's get straight into it. Constantly stopping and starting can be really exhausting. I mean, when you get something going, it's best to keep it going, because when it slows down, you have to start all over again. Basically, that's momentum. And momentum, when you have it, makes everything so much easier. As soon as you start, it starts to get easier. I've got a few analogies for you. If you live in the Northern Hemisphere, I'm sure you've already tried making a snowball. And as children, in the playground or on the playing field, I used to make a snowball and scrunch it up and put it down in the snow. And I tried rolling it. Now, sometimes it would roll and start gathering mass straight away. Generally, it had to be compacted and you had to get just right and have the right sort of snow. And if you did, then as you started to roll it, it would pick up the snow below it, especially if it hadn't been trodden down already, and add it to its own mass. And very quickly, your snowball would pick up momentum and grow and grow and grow and grow. And I remember as a small child having snowballs so big, you got to the point where you couldn't roll them anymore because they were just too heavy. But a snowball really encompasses all that momentum has to offer. If you keep it going, you keep it rolling, it will start growing. Another analogy I like to use is not my own story, it's one I borrowed from somebody else. Whoever story this originally was, thank you. It's a great one to highlight the benefits of momentum. And I call it the car pushing story. So it goes like this. Two guys, they go down to the labour exchange, the welfare, and they're looking for jobs. And as luck would have it, they have some jobs in, so they can start making some money absolutely immediately. They both get employed as car pushers. Now, don't ask me why, but that was the job they were given. And they just went straight out the back. There's a great big long road and it's full of cars and they have to push them. Now, the first guy, he gets in behind a car and he starts grunting and groaning and pushing, and it's really hard work to get started. But he does get it started and he pushes and pushes and pushes. The second guy, he comes out and he does exactly the same thing. He picks a car and he starts pushing it and he starts sweating and grunting and groaning. And he thinks to himself, hang on a sec, there must be an easier car than this one. So he looks around and he sees a slightly smaller model, looks a lot lighter over to the right. So he jumps from the first car to that one and he starts pushing it. Unfortunately, the car is sort of slanted off the road. It's tilted one way. So very quickly, its wheels run into the curb and it stops. So the man thinks, well, that was stupid. Let me try again. So he looks around and he sees a little sports car and he thinks, well, that's going to be nice and easy. So he gets behind the sports car and he starts pushing it. It was still hard to get going, but he did manage to get it going. But guess what? His back started hurting because it was so low. So he moves on to another one. And this happens. He goes from one to another to another to another, looking for the easiest car. After a while, he gets really fed up and he decides to look round for the first guy, the one who also got given the job at the same time as him. So he looks down the road and he can't see him. The guy is completely out of sight. Now, he started off with a car which wasn't easy to push either, but he kept at it. And soon it became a bit easier and he didn't have to puff and pant. It got easier. He started pushing it much easier. When he got it going a bit faster, he started pushing it with just one hand, and then it became quite easy. He found just pushing it with one hand, keeping it going at a good old speed, was no problem at all. Why? He had built momentum. So, what does that teach you? I'd also like to share one other analogy, which is residual income versus employment and having a job. Now, a lot of people see working for yourself as a real challenge, but I'd like to show you the benefits right now. If you have a job, every day you go out and you start again. And your job, you might eventually get promoted, but it's still going to stay your job. You're still going to be expected to do the same thing. You're still going to probably get the same wage at the end of the week. You might get small pay rises now and then and bonuses, but that's what it's going to be. That's your job. You're going to go out and do it every day or 5 days a week. You have to start again. Now, by contrast, I work for myself. I run a laptop lifestyle, and I have generated my own residual income streams. Residual income means I put a lot of effort into getting them started, and then I run them. So I might make something once, but sell it unlimited amounts of times, hundreds of thousands of times. And all I have to do is just, I've done all the work. I just optimize my product once, my service once, and put it into action. And when it starts working, it's rinse and repeat. And guess what? This just keeps happening and happening and happening and happening and happening and happening and happening. And I carry on getting paid. I've only done it once. It might require a little bit of maintenance, but it doesn't require a lot. Usually residual income streams will go for many years. I have residual income streams working from 10, 12 years ago, and they still make me money well, not every day, but every few days, every week. And when you have a lot of these residual income streams all making you money, guess what? You can sit back and do nothing. A bit like that first guy, when he got the car rolling, I just sit back and watch these things. I can go on holiday, I can sleep. And I'd like to tell you another story. When I first started doing this, or when I first started working for myself, I started doing a lot of what's known as affiliate marketing. Now, affiliate marketing means I don't have to have my own products. I sell the products of others. I only sell products I believe in, ones I think are really good. And I have a deal with the owners of those products, and we have a bit of software. It means I get 50% of every sale. Now, it goes through a piece of software, so I have my own unique link, and every time someone uses that link to buy it, I get paid. Sometimes on some of the products, which they get paid every month, I get paid every month as well. Now, when I first started doing this, I started to use email a lot. Email has always been my main source of making money. And I soon realized that every time I make a sale, my affiliate program will send me in an email saying, hey, you've made a sale, you just made some money. And I realized that I could put those particular emails directly in certain folders, and that made it much easier for me to follow, or my bookkeeper to keep account of and follow. And not only that, I could attach sounds to them. So if it was a particular email that came in again and again from one particular affiliate program, there'd always be the same start. So I could take the same start and say, play this sound. Well, what I did was play the sound to every email that went into a certain folder that was affiliate sales. And I made my program go online every couple of minutes, and I left my computer on at night, and every time there was a new sale, it would go ka-ching, make the sound of a cash machine, ka-ching. And this is wonderful, because I would go to bed at night and leave it on, and every few minutes it would go online and it would search to see if there were any emails, and if I had any sales, it would go ka-ching, and if I was really lucky, it would go ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. And sometimes if I was here in the UK, if I'm over in the living in the Philippines. I live in the Philippines half the time's different. But here in the UK, the Americans start coming online about 4 hours afterwards. And that's when my sales really come into play. And sometimes I've been lying in bed at night, and all I can hear is ka-ching, 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 ka-ching. And then a few minutes later, ka-ching, ka-ching. And a few minutes later again, ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Can you imagine how that feels? Well, I used to get nagged at by my wife, so eventually we stopped doing it. And after a while, it got boring. It was not commonplace anymore. But I could hear myself making money while I was sleeping. And that's because I developed residual income streams. Now, compare that to a job. You go out and you start again every morning. You don't make any money until you've done your work. You've probably paid money to commute to and from work, and you have to pay that commute, those commute expenses out of your after tax wages. I pay all of my expenses out of my before tax profits. So I've just made a little pitch why you should think about starting your own laptop lifestyle, or working from home, or working for yourself. Because residual income versus employment, well, you're not going to win anytime. So you have to maintain your momentum, and that's what I do with my residual income streams. I give them some work. They're a priority, but it doesn't take long, probably an hour or so a month. I can soon see if something goes wrong, and I maintain them. Now, that is momentum in action, and it's essential for success. I hope you can use that. You can put it into action. Of course, the thing to do now is take action. Just knowing but not doing is not going to achieve anything. So I have a question. Do you have any comments or questions that you'd like to ask? Because if you do, right below this video, there's a space for asking them. And if you make them clear, I will answer them for you. I'll get in there quite quickly and answer all of your questions. I'd like to ask you a question, and that is, did you find this video useful? Did you find it entertaining? Did you enjoy it? Because if you did, I would like to know that. And the way to tell me is by clicking the big blue thumbs up button below. Also, please subscribe to my channel. That's the red button that says subscribe. It's hard to miss. And if you click that, plus the little gray bell, that means so much to me. And I'll also keep you informed, if you do that, of every new video I make. Now, I make a few videos every week. At the moment, I've been making, I think, one a day. And it will inform you every time you come to YouTube. It will say, I've made a new video, tell you what it is. There's the title. Click through to it directly if you wish, which makes it a lot easier for you. So that's one way of keeping up with cutting edge ideas. The other way is to join my profit generating email list. Now, right below this video, the first thing you see, it will say join my profit generating email list. Click that link and it will bring you through to this page. Now, when you click that button, a little box will open and it will ask you 4 questions. It will basically ask you, how much money do you want to make? Because my profit generating emails are exactly about making emails. And if you want to make just a little bit for your next holiday, or if you want to make a fortune, the information I'll send you, some of it will be the same. But if I send somebody who just wants to make a little income, the information from somebody who wants to become really wealthy from it, it'll probably blow their brains out. So by just clicking the one that best suits you, I'm going to send you more relevant information. Now, look, thank you very much for joining me today. I've really enjoyed making this video for you. So I look forward to speaking to you again very shortly, perhaps in the emails or perhaps in the next video. So until then, thank you for your consideration and your time. Bye-bye for now.